Morning, man. Big boss, Cape Poke Top Boxing, man. What time, man? I ain't even go work out this morning, you know. Astros lost, so, you know, it's back to the normal in the city. But, man, they got the brakes bit off of them. He gonna keep us there. They got demolished. But, I was watching this morning, man, when I was getting ready. I'm finna go get my hair cut. When I was getting ready, you know, I was watching or listening to YSM Sports Media. Shout out to them. And I saw Manager Marty on there. Shout out to Manager Marty, YSM, and Greg Hackett, man. You know, and Coach Real. You know, great men that I can see. You know, I don't know them personally, but, you know, just how they carry themselves and how they speak. You know what I'm saying? Especially Manager Marty, man. You know what I'm saying? Solid brothers. But, Watson asked a question. He said, you know, basically, is it too soon for the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford rematch? You know, could he do something different in a rematch with Terence Crawford? You know, and everybody gave their opinion and their viewpoint on the matter. So I'm going to give mine. I thought that was a great question. I thought that was a brilliant question, you know, and like I said, shout out to them. This is where I got the question from, you know, so I ain't finna take no credit for nothing. This is where I got the question from. I'm just putting my own little twist on it. So, for the first part of the question, can Errol Spence do things differently in the second fight? Can you teach your old dog new tricks, basically? It depends on Errol Spence. I think Errol see what he was doing that was wrong, right? Which Coach Real pointed out in the YSM Sports Media video. He said, basically, it was stuff Errol been doing, right? That Terence Crawford capitalized on, right? It was things that, you know, mistakes that Errol been doing that Terence Crawford took advantage of. He just took advantage of the mistakes. Me personally, to keep it 1,000, that goes into what I said about when I said that Errol Spence gave Terence Crawford the answers. It wasn't like Terence Crawford, created opportunities for himself. It was Errol Spence giving Terence Crawford opportunities. You know what I mean? But can you teach your dog new tricks? Like I said before, it depends on Errol Spence. You know what I mean? I think Errol Spence will do some different things, right? Now, the question is for that is, when stuff goes south, is he going to go back to what got him to the top, right? Because when you look at fighters, like you look at fighters like Wilder, you look at fighters like Errol Spence, you know, they made it to the top with their fighting style. You know what I mean? So, you know, eventually you see what's working and you keep using it until you get in a situation where, like this, where you lose, right? And they make you reanalyze, okay, how am I fighting? How am I doing this? How am I doing that? Now, the thing that's different with Errol is Errol has a boxing background. You know what I mean? I think he just kind of fell in love with his fighting style. You know what I mean? And nobody had answers for it. That's just what it is. Nobody could deal with that pressure style, you know? Some guys can't deal with that. You know what I mean? Nobody can deal with another man constantly coming forward. You punching him, he blocking everything with a high guard or parrying it. You know what I mean? And then throwing hard shots to your body. You know what I mean? Nobody can deal with that. You know, but Terence Crawford was patient and he just waited to counter Errol. You know? Like I said, when a lot of dudes can't stand in that kitchen when that fire coming at you. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford showed he could. You know, so Errol just got to readjust his approach. I think Errol has the tools in his bag to do it. You know, he don't necessarily got to be super light on his feet the whole fight. He going to have to, I told y'all, he going to have to fight a complete fight against Terence Crawford. I said that the first time. He going to have to fight a complete fight. He going to have to box. He going to have to mix that little bit of boxing and brawling. He going to have to, in that reggae style, he going to have to do a little bit of that. You know what I mean? But he going to have to fight a complete fight in order to get his hand raised against Terence Crawford. That's just facts, right? And I said that from day one, you know? I've been saying that, and I'm sticking to that. You know, he has it. He has it in his arsenal. We saw him use it against Mikey. You know, we saw it a little bit against Danny. You know, he gonna have to use a little bit. He gonna have to fight a complete fight. That's what it is. I think, you know, a lot of people are like, why he's so quiet? There's really nothing to talk about. And Errol Spence is always quiet in his off season. He don't really talk that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always been this quiet. You know? But, you know, people want to try to paint this note. Oh, he quiet because he lost to Terrence. Errol Spence has always been this quiet. In this off season, you know, he normally be spending time with his family. You know, he'd be chilling. And then he'll pounce back on the scene when he got a fight. So he'll be back when this fight is officially done and announced and everything. He'll be back. But all I'm saying is that I think Errol Spence, going into the second fight, can be taught new tricks, right? I think he needs to bring in Kenny Porter. That's what I think. Instead of him just working with Derrick James. That's just my opinion. I think he needs to bring in Kenny Porter for the aspect of defense, right? Feet work. You know, because Kenny is a disciplinarian. Not saying Derrick James isn't. Derrick James is a teacher. You know what I mean? But I think that there are certain things that he don't see. And you need those extra set of eyes, right? So why not bring in a Kenny Porter or even a Barry Hunter? You know what I mean? Bring in a Barry Hunter. He's a disciplinarian as well. You know? I would like that acquisition of Barry Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Bring in another coach who got another set of eyes that can help you. You know what I mean? They also can reach you. Because maybe Derrick James, his voice alone ain't all the way reaching you. Maybe Errol got his doubts. Errol listening to him, but he like, man, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? That may be the case. Not saying that is. You know what I mean? But like I said before, I think that he needs to bring in another set of eyes in the camp. That way, when he working, you know, Barry Hunter or Kenny Porter could be like, hey, look, see, when he do this, you need to do this. You know what I mean? So that's just my spin on. That's my take on it. I mean, look at Charlo. He brought in I think the Dominican guy. You know, he brought another set of eyes. You know what I mean? So I just think that when it's all said and done, you need that in order to catapult to another, you know, area, you know, when it comes to this boxing. You know what I'm saying? You need that extra set of eyes. You need all the help you can get when you reach when you go to the top. You ain't gonna get there just alone with just one coach. You know what I mean? Look at Terrence Crawford. He got 6. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. Yeah, you want one voice talking all the time, right? Don't get it twisted. You want that one voice talking all the time and, you know, hey, do this, do that, do this. You want that one voice. But when it comes to training camp, you need all the help you can get. You need an all hands on deck approach. And I just think that Errol going into the second fight need to add another coach. You know, like I said, Barry Hunter. And also, don't train in Dallas. You know what I mean? I think he needs to try to go somewhere where he could just lock in. And it's gonna be his first time doing that because he always trains in Dallas. He always do. You know what I mean? That's, you know, he do that so he can see his kids and, you know, stuff like that. But I say this second fight, go train somewhere else. Go train at Barry Hunter gym, you know, in Washington. You know what I mean? The Headbangers gym. You know? Because he got to overcome a lot. You know what I mean? We just got to keep it 1,000. He got to overcome a lot. He had a bad loss, and, you know, how he lost. It's really not the loss, it's how he lost. You know what I'm saying? It was just one-sided. So he got to overcome a lot. I'll go to, like, Washington, lock in, and just get to it. So I answered the first question. The second question, you know, is it too soon for Errol Spence to fight Terrence Crawford? I say no. Here's why. You know, they fought in July, right? I know the mental aspect of it, but I think Errol Spence is a mentally strong dude, truthfully. You know what I mean? I think Errol Spence, you know, and you could tell by how he carry himself. He a man, bro. He don't do all that talking. He know who he is as a man, so he don't feel like he needs to say nothing or prove anything to anybody. That's the vibe I get from him. I get that vibe like he like, oh, okay, I don't care, you know, like, and you know that bothers a lot of people because a lot of people want to see, especially people that don't like you. They want to see emotion. They want to see you, you know, they want to see something like that. And when you just respond with nothing, you know, it's like, oh, he hiding or this, that, and the third. Where he at and this, that, you know. That's just real talk. You know, like Terrence Crawford is an emotional guy. You could tell. He, you know, he's a guy that, you know, is going to give you feedback and, you know, give you, you know, he going to talk back to you. He going to say this. He going to do that. Errol Spence not like that. He's more of like a reserved, chill guy. You know what I'm saying? But he's sure of himself. I'm not saying that Terrence Crawford not sure of himself. I'm not sitting here saying because you talk a lot, you're not sure of yourself. You know? I'm just saying that, you know, Errol Spence know who he is. So he don't have to get out of character and be in the, oh, I'm not hurt or, you know, they didn't do nothing to me. You know, I lost a 10. He don't need to do that. You know? He like, I lost. All right, it is what it is. We're going to run it back. And, you know, I'm going to come back. You know what I mean? So, I think that, you know, it's not too soon. You know what I mean? It's a fight. You know, they fought in July. My bad, they fought in July. It'll be what? If they fight January, February, that's what? 8 months, 9 months. So, like I said, I don't think it's too soon. You know, some people talking about, oh, he should wait a year. You know, he should, you know, I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? Errol Spence is an elite fighter, but Errol Spence is also sure of himself. I believe that man from DeSoto, Texas, will be able to, you know, fix whatever he need to fix. And then, my bad, y'all. Pulling up to my barber house. I believe he'll be able to fix whatever he need to fix. You know, and come into this rematch ready. Like I told you, I think Errol Spence is going to put on a better performance. I think it's going to be a better fight than the first fight. I think Errol is coming ready. I think he coming focused. I think he coming determined, you know what I mean, to basically try to avenge his loss, you know. But we shall see how everything go. We shall see how everything transpire, you know. But Errol Spence is ready. You know, I think he ready for the rematch. Shout out to YSL. Shout out to Manager Marty. Shout out to Coach Errol. Shout out to Greg Hackett for the great topic. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's go.